Hi everyone, welcome back to Nusantara Folk and Fairy Tales with Heidi. And today, as you can see, I'm on a beach and look at those storm clouds. I thought I would tell you the story of the Legend of Ulek Mayang because this whole scene reminds me of that story. For as long as the tides of the South China Sea ebbed and flowed, the fishermen of the East Coast would take their nets far into the vast sea to bring back its bounty. One morning, a group of men set out in the usual way, laughing and praying for good fortune. The sun warmed their backs and they gave thanks to the clear sky and calm waters. However, shortly after the fishermen left the land, blue skies turned grey and a fierce wind churned the waves. "We must turn back. The sea spirits are dancing under the waves," said the oldest fisherman on the boat. He could read the sea and knew that they were not welcome there. "Let us stay a while longer, please. I need a good catch to feed my family," said the youngest fisherman. He was young and lacked the experience of the others, but he had a charming way about him. The others agreed to stay a while longer in order to help the young fisherman. Unfortunately, within 3 breaths, a dark cloud blocked the sun, turning day into night. The wind lashed, rocking and swaying the tiny boat, and then a giant wave fell upon the boat and swallowed the men, pulling them deep into the churning sea. They sank under the water like stone. Although they were strong swimmers, cold, invisible fingers clutched at their ankles, dragging them down to the bottom of the sea. A haunting melody played around the men, and in the distance they saw 6 beautiful maidens dancing under the waves, coming closer and closer to them. Gracefully, the maidens twirled and danced, their long hair floating in the water. By some miracle, the bodies of these fishermen washed up on shore the next day. All were fit and fine except for the youngest, who lay on the sand with a dreamy smile upon his lips. It seemed that nothing could awaken him from his sweet slumber. "His body is here, but his soul has been captured by the sea spirits," announced the Bomo, the village medicine man. The eldest fisherman nodded and described how they were pulled under the water by the sea spirits. "We saw them dancing under the waves. There were 6 beautiful sea princesses wearing gowns of gold and carrying yellow sashes." The Bomo ordered the villagers to bring him 3 items: incense to burn, rice dyed by turmeric, and mayang pinang, strings of the coconut palm blossom. The villagers hurried to gather these items and placed them near the unconscious body of the young fisherman. Soon the ritual began. The Bomo placed a hand on the sleeping young man and closed his eyes. Soon the Bomo fell into a deep trance as his mind entered the world under the sea. The land below the waves was cool and tinged with hazy blues and greens. From time to time he felt the slippery fins of passing sea creatures. His mind delved deeper and deeper under the sea until he saw 2 figures in the distance. The young man was in the arms of the youngest sea princess, a beautiful marine spirit. She had cast a love spell on the young man, and if she did not release him soon, he would be lost forever. In the land above, the Bomo pleaded with the youngest sea princess to let the man go, but she would not hear of it. Furious, she called upon 2 of her older sisters to challenge the Bomo. The 3 sisters began a haunting dance, moving and swaying in the water to the strains of music. A strange magic surrounded the Bomo, and he felt something powerful pressing upon his chest. On the beach, a deafening clap of thunder echoed through the sky, and a flash of lightning set the tops of the palm trees on fire. The villagers cowered together and prayed. The Bomo fought and resisted the 3 sisters, and so the youngest sister called upon her another 2 sisters. Now there were 5 sea princesses moving and swaying under the waves. Their yellow sashes swirled round and round, making his head spin. Closer and closer they came as the music grew louder and louder. He closed his eyes and tried to calm his racing heart. Once again the Bomo called out for the release of the young fisherman. Up above, black clouds covered the sun, and a fierce wind blew away the rooftops of the houses in the village. All 5 sisters twirled and whirled, working their magic on the Bomo. Then another sister joined in the eerie dance, and so now there were 6 princesses casting their magic in the churning water. The Bomo held on tight even though he could feel the waves trying to push him away into the darkness. On the beach, the earth shook and a wall of water came hurtling towards the village, ready to destroy everything in its path. It was then that the eldest and seventh sister intervened, for she was the wisest of them all. With a wave of her hand, she ordered her 6 sisters to stop their enchantment. The wall of water gently melted back into the sea, and the earth stopped shaking. Let those from the sea return to the sea, and those from the land return to the land. With those words, the oldest sea princess released the young man from her sister's spell. On the shore, the young man's eyes fluttered open. He had finally returned to the place where he belonged. Feeling grateful, the villagers presented gifts of incense, turmeric rice, and mayang to the sea spirits, and always, always they remembered the words of the eldest sea princess. Let those from the sea return to the sea, and those from the land return to the land. The end.